Right, this is my evaluation. Bleh. This is me talking about Twin Atlantics No Sleep. Now this video is a stage performance, another one, but this one's very different compared to the others I've analysed. There we go, analysed. Because this is it's one whole performance, but with a projector in the background. The reason why I really like this sort of approach to it because it's simple. It has no real meaning behind it. There's no narrative. It's just sort of a live performance, but it's a really cool and sort of it's the whole point about it's about to say that this song is literally about I take drugs, I do alcohol, I go out partying, I get no sleep. It's it's a very rock and roll sort of cool vibe they're trying to give off. And obviously, starting off straight away is silhouettes, because silhouettes obviously encapsulate, the subject in shadow, so you can only see their, their body silhouette. You can't see details of features, and this just looks really cool. To be honest, it's nothing really behind it. Just a very good start. And then it cuts from the silhouettes to the actual close-up shots of them playing the instrument, showing that it is a live performance. Well, a band performance. I'm just going to focus up with this one because there's not a lot to talk about in terms of narrative or in terms of actual structure, because they always stay in the same position and it's just one big stage performance. But I want to talk about what they're actually wearing in this. I want to talk about how a lot of them, or pretty much all of them, are wearing black, just straight black, because black is considered a very rock and roll sort of color. And then obviously the lead singer and the bass guitarist are wearing leather. And then again, leather, it harks back to, the 60s where you'd wear, leather jackets and, spiked collars and all that jazz for, proper old rock and roll. So it's just a nice little nod. Not so much a nod, but it just, it shows that clearly, they're very cool dudes. Oh, the very, very, very spontaneous cuts. So they're like very frequent cuts, like every 2 seconds, just to keep you on your toes. And the flash of light from the track, like the raw looking into the projector and having the flash of light and all the colours, it makes it so vivid and interesting. It just constantly arcs your attention because it's constantly changing up. It's constantly doing something to grasp your attention. Another little thing they do, obviously just to keep the attention, is they do a lot of movement. There's a lot of very subtle but swift movement, so just moving around, using the microphone stand as a prop, and obviously like the guitarist, swiveling around, just to, because obviously they know for a fact that they're just staying in one place. You know what I mean? There's no going to like odd locations, or there's no cuts to different places. So they have to do something whilst just, because obviously if they just stood there, then it'd be a very boring video. But obviously trying to make this as enthusiastic, as entertaining as possible to capture the audience's entertainment. It's here no more than bitch. I'm blocking traffic light that stop me from stalling now. I'm spelling my cuss, daydreaming. I get no sleep. These are repeat. Now, a lot of close-ups of the band, and on the actual drum kit themselves, they've got the album GLA, And there's also, I don't know as much a lot of branding shots, but there's a lot of close-ups of like the drummer, the bassist, the guitarist, and the lead singer. Just kind of the stick because obviously there's such rapid flashes. There's just constant cuts that I think focusing on um, faces is something you'll remember because obviously there's so many frequent cuts. There's a lot of things that'll be missed in this. So I think like how they constantly cut back to the people's faces, they want you to remember who they are because obviously it's the whole point of the music video to try and get people to listen to the music and obviously remember who the band are.
Sleep no more. We are not gonna sleep no more. I take pills and I drink alcohol.
When it comes to projections in the background, how some like for this particular instance, it cuts to the beat. So as the drummer is hitting the drum, as it's hitting it down like that, you'll see the background sort of pulse up there and there. So it's interactive. It just sort of it ties. The background isn't just random. It ties to the actual music being played.
We are not gonna sleep no more. We're not gonna sleep no more.
And the actual setting itself, because obviously it looks like a shot in like a warehouse, and it is very typical for like rock bands to do this, warehouse or sort of grungier sort of places, because it shows, there's no like big production, there's no, it was the same with the actual style of the music video, how they're all just one place, just relying on the projections and the frequent cuts to make everything look sort of good. And it kind of harks back to, that's just the rock and roll way. It's sort of, just low budget, grungy sort of areas, just sort of do the music video, get it done, sort of thing, and it really works really well in this respect. And then that's pretty much the entirety of the video, and this was my analysis of Twin Atlantic's No Sleep.